This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening, all. I'm Shasheena Rolle. As always, it is so great to have you with us. Topping news, a popular Facebook page coming under fire after operators alleged that two Grand Bahamians have been charged with the May 25th murder of Charles Miller, a.k.a. Yellow. One of the persons accused by the publishers of this page has launched his own attack and is calling for justice.
We are completely innocent. There's no truth to these allegations.
With his attorney David Thompson, his pastor Bishop Kermit Saunders, and brother by his side, prominent businessman Louis Mizik stood on the steps of the Garnet Lavarity Justice Center, vowing that he will seek justice for himself and his son. The local contractor claims that a popular page on Facebook has accused him of conspiracy to murder and has accused his son of committing murder. But Mizik says no such charges have been brought against them by the police, and he is outraged that the publishers of this site can print such a malicious accusation against him and his son.
Not only did this website have the audacity to bring forward false and untruthful accusations, they went further in stating in exact words that the ghetto insists if Jamie knows what's good for him, he had better get some of his daddy's money and get on a plane and get far away from Freeport, or there will be more bloodshed. These defamatory words and this threatening criminal message I took seriously, so I printed the post and took a copy of it to the police.
Now he says a formal complaint has been filed with the police department against operators of this page and the person or persons responsible for what he calls irresponsible behavior.
I am prepared to pursue this until official charges are brought against the guilty culprits who published this criminal, libelous, and slanderous remarks about me and my family. I would like to say that the police knows that neither I nor my son had anything to do with this crime.
A video has surfaced of what appears to be the actual slaying of Charles Miller, the man the page has accused Mizik and his son of slaying. In the video, there is a quick shot of a person firing shots at the murder victim, Charles Miller. Mizik says he has seen the video and he is adamant that the shooter is not his son.
The police can look at the video, because I saw a copy of this video. I just posted around, and it has nothing, no likeness, it's not my son. It is not my son, and the police knows that, and the police can attest to that. That's not my son. Witnesses were there, and my son don't even hang around places like that. No, so it's an evil allegation.
The page is followed by nearly 23,000 people, while the Facebook page claims to be the voice of the common man and every right-thinking person living in the Bahamas. Mizik says a page like this one is publishing untruths and must be stopped.
Today it's for me, tomorrow it will be somebody else, and it will go on and on, because there are persons who strive, there are haters, there are people who love sensational yellow journalism such as this type, and they spread rumors and gossip and adds to it as it goes, and it is actually, there is a vigilante element out there, there is a criminal element out there, and they're appealing to this guy went as far as to target and to point out the crew that he has in the ghetto and to command them by his instructions to shed blood.
Now, when our news team visited the Facebook page, the allegations against Mizik and his son were no longer posted. However, attorney David Thompson says this type of behavior can be prosecuted even if it takes place on the internet.
If found guilty and convicted, then they could bear whatever sentence the court passes down.
What kind of charges, though, can be levied against something like this?
Well, obviously, you're looking at such charges as criminal libel or criminal slander, and those kind of charges are recognized in our criminal code, and they do carry a sentence, and it is something that the police are able to investigate and to, if they determine there is evidence, proceed to prosecution.
Now, we spoke with Assistant Commissioner of Police Emric Seymour, who confirmed that Mizik and his son were questioned by police and released. ACP Seymour says the police has no control over what is placed on Facebook and has no idea how the CCTV images of the shooting made it to the page. Meantime, the investigation into Miller's murder continues. Switching gears now, more Cuban migrants intercepted at sea. The 14 adult males were rescued by a Coast Guard cutter while on routine patrol 4 nautical miles northwest of Quezao. Reports say the migrants were on board a rustic vessel in good medical condition and claim to have departed Cuba on June 10th. The Cuban rustic vessel was destroyed at sea, and the migrants were transferred to a Defense Force vessel this afternoon and brought to the Locain harbor. Now, the migrants were turned over to immigration officials and are now being processed and would be sent to the detention center in New Providence for repatriation. Well, the decision day is fast approaching for candidates in the local government race. Introduced in 1996, local government is helping to foster good community development. Tonight, a man who works intimately with the system is admonishing residents to vote in the best interest of their communities. Megan Shepard reports.
Islands Administrator Alexander Williams says that since nomination day for the 2014 local government elections has passed, all local government authorities cease to exist until the June 23rd elections. He says this year is encouraging to see many candidates interested in serving their communities, but there is one concern. Voter participation in 2011, less than 20% of registered voters turned out to participate in the democratic process.
Local government is the process of deepening democracy. And so if we want to maintain our democracy at its highest level, then we must show interest in the local electoral process. We have noted over the years, too, that the percentage of voter turnout has dwindled. In the more affluent areas, seem to have worsened. Freeport is one of the least of all when it comes to voter turnout.
Williams is urging candidates to not just promote their visions, but to listen to the needs and wants of residents. He says that local government is closest to the people and more responsive to the needs of the people on the ground.
We would like to see community leaders, the recognized leaders of the community, offer themselves throughout the islands to reflect, the candidates to reflect that kind of character that demands respect and could demonstrate good community leadership. That is what it's all about.
Williams says local government has always been a spawning ground for politicians at the national level, but he is reminding voters to put aside politics and select a candidate that will build and serve their communities.
You must look among your candidates for the best leadership, who can better serve the continued development and planning of your communities. But of course, in our country and our little communities, we do not seem to be able to keep politics out of anything. And we know that it is humanly impossible to keep politics out. But to what extent do we involve politics? That is where we must be able to control ourselves and to be able to weigh and to see how far we go.
Megan Shepard, ZNS Network News.
Well, local government has been a viable agent of transformation for East Grand Bahama. With the mega project set to be on the horizon for that area, candidates say it provides renewed hope for those entering the race. Joan Davis Rolle has this story.
As the local government campaign heads into high gear, candidates in East Grand Bahama say they are particularly excited. Their goal is to promote the people's agenda.
God really has given me a vision for not only Sweetings, but East Grand Bahama. And East Grand Bahama been struggling a lot with jobs. And that's one of the things that I want to focus on as I run being a candidate. I'm going to take that vision and make it to become reality, especially the folks in Sweetens Key who have challenges with jobs. God has given me something that I really think I can create more than 60 jobs, and I feel strong about it. And I wanted to stand up for my folks and fight and let them see that this vision is going to come alive if they were to give me a chance.
It's a pleasure to serve your community. You know what I mean? I put myself in position to serve the community of McLeanstown And once elected, I will do the best for McLeanstown because McLeanstown, we're the gateway, East End, and we need to upgrade the place. We need to upgrade the place with and cleaning up the area, speed bumps, docks, the parks, the ramps.
You know, Sweden, like I say again, they have many challenges. There's a lot of young people that's coming out of school. There's no jobs. The community area, we lose like maybe 4 to 5 people. The community is getting smaller. You know, there's a lot of things need to be done. You know.
And hopefully, if elected, you'll be able to do those things.
Hopefully someone will hear me.
Those seeking office say they are eager, not only about advancing their platforms, but because of renewed optimism regarding unprecedented growth and development. They say the prospects of a mega project being reviewed by the government, and with East Enders poised for a major infusion of new capital into the economy, all of this augurs well for that area.
I think it's a good thing. I think it's not only a good thing for East Grand Bahama, but for Grand Bahama and the entire Bahamas when you think in terms of the total number of people that would be employed. So I'm a little puzzled as to why it's not moving along much faster.
It's a great idea, you know, especially for young people to get jobs and stuff because a lot of crimes is going on. And I think as more jobs come on stream, that we are young people, that we'll work, you know, and put down the guns and the knives and whatever and let us work.
I think that is timely and we need it because East Grand Bahama, it needs development, you know, and there are no jobs. So this will bring on stream jobs for the younger persons and those not so young.
That would be one of the most greatest things could happen for East End.
Joan Davis Rolle, ZNS Network News.
Stay with us. The Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, continues right after this.